just get links posted and get going. Smell things. Let's go. Let's go. Let's hop right on into it. Turt, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Hope you're doing well. How have you been enjoying the games? Haven't been in the stream in a while. Missed them. Hey, glad to have you here, man. Hope all has been well for you. But yeah, we're gonna be doing some mass outbreak hunting here. Do we still have the outbreak? Yeah, we still have it. Cool. Actually doing super well. Hey, that's great to hear, dude. That's awesome. Yeah. So we're gonna save. I had the best day in a while since you got your first super shiny and an alpha rotom. Yo, nice, dude. There's the other Paris there. It's like, where's the one that spawned in? There we go. Cool. I'm still not quite sure what, like, exactly Shiny Paris is gonna look like in this game, because the normal ones look like that. The normal ones look like that here. Like, whatever, like, texturing they did in Legends, that looks shiny. I just assume that Paris is shiny. When I first encountered like a random Paris while playing, I was like, hold on, I found the shinies. Arguably better. Playing a shiny hunting would have been a horde, but one of them was an alpha. What do you know what the odds of like a Pokemon in an outbreak are of being an alpha? Because I have no clue. I haven't looked into a lot of the numbers because I haven't finished the game, so I don't want to like look into a ton of stuff that ends up spoiling things for me. So like I haven't looked into a lot of it, but like, do you know the odds of it? Probably pretty rare. I would assume so. I've seen like one alpha in a horde, and even then, like it was like one. You can check me. That'd be awesome, dude. I appreciate it. Also, if you've been doing this stuff, we were talking in chat yesterday, and I think it's just still so early, a lot of people don't know. Hey, what's going on, Cinder? Welcome, welcome. I'm curious, I'm trying to figure out in my head what, like, can you keep using an outbreak, like, you know, chaining the outbreaks the way that we do? Can you keep using the outbreak after you've found a shiny, or do you have to, like, go until you get a new outbreak? Because I'm curious about that. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to go agile. We're gonna have to two-hit this Paris. Yeah, I hit the button an extra time. Have beaten the game and set up your Zora Hut. Nice! I think you have to stop after a shiny. Okay. Like, that would make sense, because, yeah, at that point, you've saved having encountered the outbreak. So, like, that's kind of where, that's why I wasn't sure if it would, like, work and just keep going. But yeah, we had very bad luck, trying to keep a Wurmple outbreak going. Like, we were able to, like, it was able to stay on screen, we could go back for it, but it was only 4, and it would never call in new Wurmples. Okay, so I think, so what am I getting? I'm getting attacked by Parasect. That's not surprising at all. I was like, what is still focusing on me here? Hey, what's going on, Goldie? Welcome, welcome. How you doing today? Oh, we got both of them in battle now. That's fun. Yeah, Surfing was able to get Petalil. Nice! Yeah, I also now have the ability to actually go on the water, so if we encounter a Chimchar, if we encounter Chimchar, we'll be okay. Because that was a big problem yesterday, right? Like, we'd find those Chimchar raids, like, no! Stop avoiding the attack! First thing about Luxray, since it's so darn small. Look how big this one is, though. We're gonna use Bite. I don't know why I didn't start off using Bite, but fixed now. Unfortunately, Zora only spawns one at a time, so you're probably gonna phase a lot. Oh gosh, 1 minute, 5-10 seconds per Zora. Oh dang. Was that all of them? Okay, yeah, that was all of them. Cool. I do need to add a second one to that counter, just because I didn't counter 2 at once. So yeah, we're gonna see 10 Paras per reset here, and it's been about 5 minutes, so yeah, I think we're very, very much so in that a shiny every 75 minutes range currently. And it doesn't get much better, right? Like, I think the entire span of potential odds given any possible setup of your, like, number of rerolls for the shiny in this game is, like, 1 in 158 to, like, 1 in 152 or something, or, like, maybe, or no, it goes down to, like, 1 in 120. Still not great. The most time you can save per shiny on average, guys, is like 10 minutes. That's crazy. It's crazy that that's like how it works out. I got a Growlithe, named it Bubby, as you always wanted. Also, got the Animal Scyther. Nice! Alright, yeah, okay, we still got an Outbreak. Also, we're playing music again. Still having issues with Monster Cat, but we're gonna see if new stuff's better. YouTube not sending you notifications. That's why you just gotta. That's why you just gotta keep the Discord on, like, the @everyone channel, the announcements channel in Discord, unmuted. I feel like it's actually probably really dumb to go this way. Oh come on! I hate when I do that. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, Luxray! I have encountered all of them at once. Help me. Help. Okay. Are there any lower level... Level 20s should go down with one normal strength bite. Ah, it didn't! No! That's unfortunate. Oh well. Looked on Discord and was like, oh, he's live, yeah. Crab Raven game? Bro, yes, Turd. Yes. If we only played Crab Rave all stream, would you guys go insane? Hey, Twist, what's going on? Why is Luxray so big? It's an Alpha Luxray. I caught an Alpha Shinx and evolved it. Like, genuinely, you can catch Alphas, they get marked as Alphas, and they stay bigger. So yeah, my Luxray is just big. You can see it next to it. You can see it. It's hard to point down there on like Luxray's like name. It's big. I think your team looks good, Goldie. I'm not the best at rating teams because I'm just bad at the game, but it looks good to me. Wonder what happened to proper scaling like they did in Let's Go? I mean, I believe this is supposed to be proper scaling. Just very strange scaling, since it's, yeah, it's just very strange scaling because, like, they're alphas, right? But, like, every individual Pokemon is bigger or smaller. Like, if you can, like, in the wild tell which Weasel's gonna have, like, a bigger, like, example is Weasel because of that one task that requires finding a big Weasel. You can see in the wild which one you should try catching, because, like, if there are two standing next to each other, one will be shorter than the other. So I think it actually has really solid scaling. Might regret this, but you think it'd be cool to shiny hit an Alpha Luxray. I mean, there is the area where, like, Luxrays spawn. You can always go that one. I guess that'd be the way to do it. You just have to, like, climb up a mountain in Obsidian Fieldlands. Differences in size, yeah. Yeah, so honestly, I feel like this game probably has some of the best sizing. Obviously, I can't say that for certain, because, you know, I haven't seen anything massive, but maybe they just left massive Pokemon out of it. It'd be really hard to catch, yeah, true. You can always go for an Alpha Shinx. You know, the simple solutions to things. Did we just... I think we just got more Paris this time. We're in battle with 2 now. Until we see the size of legendary Pokemon? Oh gosh. Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet. Such a good ending. Won't force don't spoil. Thank you. Yeah, don't spoil the ending. I'm not there yet. I'm like, according to the stamps in my, like, in my save, I'm about halfway through. Maybe a little over halfway through, because I cheesed the crud out of the Arcanine fight. I know that it's like I know that it's like possible the whole time, and it's not necessarily like a thing that it's like, oh, it's not like, oh, you did it in such an unintentional way, you broke it and had like massive skill. I know that's not the case. I just find it very funny that like bosses in a Pokemon game are the battles you can beat without a Pokemon. Like nobles, you don't have to enter battle at all. Just chuck bombs, and then like when it's in that stance of like, oh, throw a Pokemon out, you just run up to it and chuck as many as you can, and like, it's like I just kept knocking it down to the point where it's like it was almost worthless to start another battle, because like I was just gonna like knock it down that far again anyway. Arcanine fight was annoying. My problem is, so there's like there are the story battles right before Arcanine. I am slightly underleveled for those. I kept ending up in really poor scenarios where every time the battle started without you being able to swap your teams, right? Like you started one battle and you were going. That's what you were doing. My team was set up so perfectly that I started the first battle, saw, oh, I'm at a type disadvantage. It moved before I got a chance to switch. It knocked me out. I salvaged it with some other Pokemon. Went and did then the next battle immediately started. Oh, I'm at a type disadvantage. Immediately knocked me out. Barely salvaged it. Repeat again a third time. And then I and then I forgot, then I was like, oh, thank goodness I got through that. I should save. And then I just like clicked dialogue menus and meant to hit no, I'm not ready. Shocker, I did not hit no, I'm not ready. And I started the fight. And I was like, oh no, I have like a half health Dartrix. That's all I have. That's not gonna work well. And I had I didn't have any Vivichokes in my crafting inventory that I had locally, so I wasn't able to just like pause the game and craft a bunch of revives or anything. I could not salvage my team. And so I just ran around. Dodging. Yeah, no spoilers on anything. I'm still, like I said, I passed the Arcanine fight, and now I'm doing the Paris hunt. Like, I am behind in the game, I'm aware, but I still think I don't want to be spoiled, you know. Are you part of this? I'm gonna say you're part of it. I don't think you are if you're that low level. Haven't found Arcanine yet, but you did get the Bastion Legion ride. Oh, nice. Yeah, so not too spoiled, but I won't spoil. I won't say anything. Voltorb doesn't mention me. Hisui and Voltorb existing has been, but like, yeah, any of the story beyond, like, I am aware of it, but in general, I am kind of just saying that, like, anything that I haven't actively encountered in my save is a spoiler, to try to hopefully hold it down where, like, people see that I have the Arcanine stamp and that's it, and, like, that's really as far as I'm comfortable talking about. So you're all good, I get it, and I mean, like, the fact that you're like, oh shoot, you haven't seen it, like, that on its own makes you better than, like, the people that I'm really trying to, like, cut down on before the conversation start, you know? The Obama Snow, yeah. During those story battles, you realized that one of the bandits is really obviously Candace's ancestor. I mean, yeah, they're absolutely setting that up. Like, we have Rowan, we have Cyrus. Like, it is really, really clear that these people, like, obviously, yeah, we're in Sinnoh, effectively. We're in Hisui, which becomes Sinnoh. So I don't know, the Laventon died at the end. It's so sad that Joe had to push him off that cliff. Yeah, I know, man. I heard about that. We'll get out with the trailers this time. Didn't spoil almost everything like Sun and Moon. I think some of it comes down to them not being comfortable with these games. I think, yeah, there is a part of it where they kind of realized, oh wait, we've said too much about these. We've said too much about the games in the past. I think is a little bit of it, but I think one of the main things is honestly just like they didn't want to say anything about the games because they didn't want to like put expectations too high on anything. I honestly think that's a chunk of it and a large part. Thanks for taking that as a joke, yeah. No, I mean, like, that's the thing, Turt, right? Like I said, you are reasonable. You're not someone coming in and trolling or who's upset that I've said, like, hey, I don't want it spoiled, right? Like, if your response is genuinely like an, oh, shoot, I thought it was okay, never mind, like, because I know, you've been here before, Turt. I trust you enough to know that you're not, like, I can tell, like, when someone's, like, joking like that and stuff, right? Like, so yeah, of course, man. We're here to have fun. I'm not gonna be like, hey, it might happen. Well, now I know it doesn't happen because you joked about it or something. Like, you know, I'm not gonna be like that. I'm not gonna be that guy. So yeah, no, it's chill. It's chill. Hey, Hamza, what's going on? Good morning, Eden chat. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing real well. Doing real well. Hoping to find some shinies today now that I actually am doing this correctly. We found Wurmple yesterday. I'm happy about that. It was very awkward and a little bit frustrating there for a bit with this method, just because I didn't know what the heck was going on, and chat didn't, and like news articles didn't, and like no one really had. There wasn't like a single source of truth we were all looking at, and it was very, very rough and unfortunate. So yeah, we spent like all the Kricketot hunt on Friday was a wash. It was the same Kricketots over and over again. I don't really want to do the Tangela. And And yeah, yesterday, Wurmple, we started wrong, but we figured out what I was doing wrong. So now we're good. Not like the other kids. We'll draw the Bandit Sisters, but redo their hairstyles and make them less blatantly obvious. Masuda seems excited on Twitter to see what we thought of this. I mean, I can't pass, like, I can't say what my, like, full thoughts are until, you know, we get a little bit further in, right? Like, until I beat the game, and really until I, like, kind of get most of the completion done, or I get all of the Pokedex done, I can't really say, like, what my opinion of the full game is. But I do generally have, like, positive vibes about the game on the whole. I think in the case of this game, I would say so far my thoughts are the game is fantastic. The effort is put in where it absolutely needed to be put in. With one except with, like, the only real stuff that, like, doesn't feel great is, like, in terms of polish, but it's not in terms of, like, polishing of, it's not polishing in the same way that we've had issues in the past, right? Like, it's stuff like, yeah, the trees could look better on the Switch. Or it's dumb that, you know, we can't, like, use the photo booth to set our like, trainer card picture thing, right? Like, there are reasons, there are things that are a little annoying, and it's quintessential classic Game Freak lack of polish in certain regards, but I think so far I'd say they've nailed the gameplay loop. I would say they've really nailed the changes that they made to core Pokemon, like the new battle system, the way the overworld battles work here, like all of this stuff is great so far. The story of the game has been great. It's had, like, little details in it that I thought have been fantastic. It takes advantage of the fact that this region is from so long ago and kind of explains the start of Pokemon, like, as we know it now. Like, it does so many things really, really well, and because of that, like, it's like, hey, yeah, well, that's what we kind of wanted. So, like, it makes stuff like the side-by-side screenshot comparisons to Breath of the Wild a little bit less relevant, I think, in the moment. Yeah, I think Game Freak's going to keep making games in the future like how Legends Arceus is played. I would like to see them make Legends games in the future, in the same vein as how Legends has been made. I would not mind this being a subset of games. Like, I would not mind this being like a sub-series of games. I still personally really, really want traditional Pokemon to remain traditional Pokemon. What's that, like? What's the, like clock tick-tock sound that we're hearing? Yeah, you got Wurmple, so it's all good. Yeah, we got Wurmple, so we know we're doing it right, which is what matters right now. If they made a game like this, but not in pastime, that'd be neat. It'd be interesting. Remember when we raced to see if you would get Golduck or you would get Psyduck first, and you got a full-out Golduck? I remember that, yeah. Can say that it is 100% up there in the top 5 games of all time, though, even though you only played for 30 hours. It's like, I knew the game was gonna either be great or just not come together at all, right? Like, there's very low chance of this game just being mediocre. Because it answered so many, like, the calls from the Pokemon community in terms of, like, please give us this. Also, I still think I'm, like, one behind. Oh, that TikTok was probably from my music. I forgot I had music playing. I'm dumb. Hey Cardi, what is going on? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Alright, let's just throw out Staravia. After being the main stuff, you really liked it. It needs more work in the formula and interesting. People improving it further with the Switch development. honestly, well, I know in general, like, trusting Game Freak, haha, who does that kind of thing. I would say, yeah, there's a decent case to be made for they'll actually, like, improve on this. This is their first attempt at this style of game, and I think as far as core mechanics, they kind of nailed it. Again, from my experience so far, so that could change. But, like, yeah, no, this game's genuinely been really enjoyable to me. Getting a bit sick of the normal formula, like Pokemon. See, so that's where I know a lot of the community's been like that, and I won't ever say, like, people are wrong in their opinion on that. I'm just not sick of that formula. I know that that's the type of game that I like to play. It's consistent, it's known, and I think there is value in that. Therefore, I think there is value in them sticking with making core games core games. Obviously, yeah, I'm not the only opinion out there, and there are people who are like, please, just give us something that feels more like a modern RPG. There's so many franchises who've moved on from these grid-based, fairly path-driven RPG styles of games to, you know, being open world, because technology can do that now. That was the original intent, right? It was exploration. It wasn't like stick to paths. But I've talked about it before. I talked about it, I think, yesterday. I cannot finish RPGs. So I was very nervous when Pokemon was making a game that was more like an RPG, or like more like a traditional RPG, and not necessarily traditional, but more like the standard RPG formula now, and not Pokemon formula. Got a Drowsy, Shiny, and Soul Silver when you're farming for XP? Yo, congrats! Yeah, got a really good start here with Legends. They're going in the right direction. I think the best way to describe this game is you could tell that they were excited to make it. I think that's kind of the best way to put it. They were genuinely excited to make this game. Because everything that's different is done really well. And then there's just some stuff thrown at the last minute to be more like normal Pokemon. Again, this like Survey Core card should just let me change that picture. Like, that's one of the weirdest things not to be able to change. But again, we're talking like tiny polishing problems, not... Oh, I didn't want to do that. I hate doing that. Like, just small polish problems, or stuff like, you know, or things that just like... And it's like actual, like, it's just like rough around the edges. It's not like... It's not like trying to polish a turd or anything. Like, the game's solid. It's just... There are the few things that remind you that it is Game Freak that made it. And reminds you of Game Freak's recent track record. You have 4 stars. Hey, nice. 4 stars enough to catch a level 50 alpha. I mean, if it's enough to let a level 50 like listen to you, then it's enough for the alpha. Because I don't think alphas are any different in terms of like what their leveling is in terms of who they listen to. Keep the normal formula, just need to add more to it. Not just a single new feature, make the formula not constantly stale. Even then, I think there is benefit to keeping the formula as the formula. Keeping it consistent, you know, like doing the small little tweaks they've done, right? Like I've mentioned, they did trials, they tried a new like Elite Four-esque format, like they've done things that are like genuinely unique and interesting for them to try, and like while still sticking with the formula, while still sticking with like just the general style of games being that style. I like that style of game. And I'll always have the ability to play old ones. I own like all of them, so it's not like I have an issue going back and playing them. But I would like to see that continue going forward. I would like to just kind of see it look newer. But yeah, then also give us Legends games, also give us Let's Go games, give us like all these different styles. I'm gonna say they want to keep the core audience who likes the gameplay style. Yeah. And again, like I said, it's not even from like a matter of like I think it's successful for them. I think it's like I want them to keep making these games that I like. I know I like these games. I don't want them to stop making these games. Because it's like I accept that I might not be the majority in that situation. Especially in terms of like hardcore fans. I might not be the majority opinion there. It's kind of like, oh, don't forget about my opinion, right? Like it's like, oh, please don't forget me, please don't forget me, you know. I want a game like this, please. While like totally knowing that it might not happen. Can't be the only one. Can't be the only thing we get from Pokemon. You've been delving into the mystery dungeon. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's what I've been saying for a while. Is like, hey, I like this style of game. Give me more of it, but also, like, we need more. You know, as much as I enjoy... Was that the last of the Outbreak? I don't think it was. Here it is. But yeah, it's like... You know, like I mentioned it with Snap. I bought Snap solely to just like say, hey, I liked the fact that you did this. I haven't played it. I have not booted up Snap on my system. But I bought it because, one, it's Pokemon and I can't help myself. But realistically, it's like, hey, I like the fact that, like, you made a different game. That you, like, breathe, like, you know, you stretched your legs. You stepped out of, like, the comfort zone. Oh, the look is in the picture. Hope they can keep making games, because that would take some of the edge off Game Freak. And just in general, yeah, having another developer. That's totally fine. They've done it in the past, and those were considered some of the golden eras of Pokemon. Especially in terms of, like, all the, like, side games. Also, guys, time to chill a little bit. But if you guys haven't left a like on the stream, I'd greatly appreciate it if you did. It helps out tremendously. Also, if you know people who want to watch some mass outbreak hunting, let them know about the stream. We're going for a few hours today. Today is the last day I took off of work for this game, just because I knew I did want to play it a little bit more than just like a Saturday, Sunday thing, so I took today off as well. So I'm going to be playing probably until about 3:30ish my time, so we got about 2.5 more hours. So let people know. Hopefully today we'll find a ton of shinies. That's unfortunate. Where did they go? I mean, they all do their own things now. It's just really after the GameCube, and like especially after the Wii, this didn't make like Pokemon just didn't come to home consoles anymore, and it just focused on being on the 3DS, and just that was that. I mean, I don't know historically, like looking, obviously like right now we look back and say, oh, it was fantastic, but the same way that we look back and say the GameCube's some of the best systems of all time, but it was a like flop. When the GameCube was out, it was like a failure. Effectively. Like it was not good. It was the worst performing console of that generation. So like, there's some nostalgia looking back on stuff, and I don't have a lot of memories of during that time with Pokemon. So maybe those games just did horribly back then, and they don't want to risk trying it again. I don't know. I don't actually know. I actually like this way of like starting down here and marching up the hill. It lets me start a little bit. Oh, come on. Hello, Paris. You're not shiny, right? Yeah, you're not shiny. As far as I can tell, again, I don't actually know what shiny Paris looks like in Legends, because normal Paris looks shiny to me. believe the side games making money, especially Mystery Dungeon. I mean, yeah, like that's the thing, right? Like I just think I've said this before, and I'll say it again because we're on the topic. It's so much healthier for a series and just like for a franchise to have a diverse set of games. When you're a franchise this big, if you're a small like studio making your first game or something, yeah, work on your first game. But when you're the biggest media franchise in history, and people who love the card game, who love the anime, who love, you know, any kind of manga stuff, like love the games, it's like you have such a large audience, and you could still pull in more people still if you just made more side games. That's all they really need to do, is just make some more side games, because it fills out your product stack, right? Like right now, effectively you have at the top you have your big pillar Sword and Shield BDSP games, or like, you know, pre BDSP in this. You had your big games. You had Sword and Shield up there, taking over from, you know, Sun and or from QSum and from Let's Go. But for the most part, you had one singular part of the franchise at the top. You had one singular set of games at the top, and the whole franchise, and then the whole franchise's health rode on those games, because the only thing to fall back on was way down that tier at like mobile games. Cross your fingers it gets ported to Switch. You know, so like there's a little bit of I want to say there's a little bit of in that case you're betting way too hard on that one game. But now it's like, hey, that like it's what I said back when I said like I was suddenly more excited for Legends, was that BDSP was good. Therefore it means if Legends up here, you know, the very top thing right now fails, BDSP. We don't plummet back down to like a game that's 2 years old, or to mobile games like Cafe Mix, right? Like there's actually multiple different choices at the top of the stack, and that's what we need, right? We need something where it's like, the game wasn't fantastic, but man, I can still go play Mystery Dungeon or Ranger, right? Like we need that. Pokemon needs to branch out. We don't need the same RPG every year. If they don't, I feel like just like saying the things I've been saying. Out of the 3D mainline, Sun and Moon has your favorite. Yeah, Sun's my favorite just because of what it did for me, right, in terms of Pokemon. Is there something else? Did I miss one? Have I missed part of the Outbreak? I have missed part of the Outbreak. I legitimately have. Oh, is Parasect in this? I don't want Parasect in this. Oh, no. Run. I'm gonna knock out Paris and then run. You forgot about BDSP? I mean, I've put a ton of time into BDSP. I've really enjoyed it. I think, honestly, I wasn't sure. I felt like Legends might have been a game I played through, went neat, and then like gave up on. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think if anything, I'm going to play a lot more. Also, I think I need to update that one. I'm going to play a lot more Legends. I think Legends is going to be the main game I play for a while, until we find all the shinies, because holy crap, we're going to find them fast. Left the general Pokemon community around Sword and Shield was disappointed with it. I think that happened with a lot of people. And that's the thing, right? Like, Sword and Shield failed. In many people's eyes, Sword and Shield failed. The next thing they really can go back to is, like, Let's Go, which also was something that a lot of the same people were not happy with. A lot of people, kind of, you know, Let's Go came out, and then a year later we get Sword and Shield. And, like, people were already kind of like, alright, Let's Go's fine, because in a year we'll get a good Switch game. And then, like, people were not happy with Sword and Shield. It did not have staying power until the DLCs came out, which were admittedly solid. Crown Tundra was actually really, really enjoyable. So I don't think that was like a bad thing. I think it makes sense going forward for the like third game to just become a DLC in the main 2 games if we keep doing 2 games. You know, so like that makes sense. Sorry, there's like a booger in my eye. So like that makes sense. I think like the DLC wasn't a problem. It was Sword and Shield still. So like there wasn't as much hype around it. And so yeah, so for like 2 years, honestly for like 3 years, a lot of people kind of felt like Pokemon on the Switch really hadn't happened properly. And I think we're finally kind of to a point where that like feels more like it actually has happened. But yeah, like, and the thing there is, again, you could actually have other games in the franchise that people still like are able to play. Legends isn't mainline. It's not. I don't know. It's hard to tell because I think because I think Game Freak set up kind of what the difference between mainline and core RPG is, because there's a distinction with Let's Go, and I don't remember how they call it there. But I don't think Legends counts as like a core RPG. It might be, I think it might be the same kind of deal as Let's Go, right? Where it's like, yeah, it's part of the mainline canon, but it's not a core RPG. Because it's got such different gameplay from the core RPGs, and I think that might be the distinction, or it's the other way around, and I don't remember why. In my mind, though, Legends is its own sub-series. I would consider Legends to be its own sub-series of game. If for no other reason than if I can draw your attention to the name of the game and the logo being Pokemon Legends Arceus. It is a subset of games called Pokemon Legends. And then inside that, we're gonna potentially get more Legends games. Yo, Arian Quadras, welcome to the stream. How you doing, man? Sword and Shield's DLC was the best part of Sword and Shield. Honestly, though, yeah. It kind of realized their idea with the wild area a little bit more. Story takes place in the main line, but it's a different gameplay-wise. Yeah, like, it's part of the canon, but it's part of the main canon, but at the same time, yeah, it doesn't quite, like, vibe with the same gameplay mechanics. I believe is kind of what that distinction is supposed to be. We got so many Paris. I'm going to encounter 2 Paris at once, aren't I? So I'd like to just draw one out. I actually did want to draw one out here. Maybe I've seen a bit too. Call Legends a prequel in most Pokemon games. I mean, yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of what I think the idea with it is. I don't know where interactions between regions really fall into the canon and such, but it seems pretty clear that we're early enough on that it's not like, oh, let's introduce this specific region to Pokemon. It's like, literally, it just seems like the world on the whole hasn't learned how to interact with Pokemon, it seems, is kind of the vibe the game gives, right? If they make a Kanto Legends game, I think people would meme it for being another Kanto pander, but at the same time, like, I think it would be very valid. I think that'd be a really valid game to have. Granted, I know, like, Legends to an extent, especially in Sinnoh here, is kind of playing off the idea of, what is Poison Powder doing? You're already poisoned! Just, you're not blinded, hit the move. But, like, I don't know how Kanto, like, a Legends game for Kanto would work. In the same way that, I guess, I don't know. I haven't beaten Legends, so I don't know how much the legendaries from Sinnoh tie into the game, especially how, like, Legends are. You have Mew, right? Like, Mew is a thing. Sure. That's about it. Because Mewtwo is a creation of the modern Kanto. It's not an old Kanto thing. Maybe the birds play more into it or something. You know, Mason, what's going on? Is every single legendary mythical in the game shiny locked like Arceus? I believe so, Mason. I believe so. I haven't actually gotten any of them. Any ones that are available in the game. I've only beaten like the 3rd Noble because I've been doing shiny hunting for the most part with my time. So I don't actually know, and I've been trying to avoid any kind of spoilers relating to stuff beyond where I've saved. Johto would work a lot because there's a lot of history, especially with Ho-Oh and Lugia. I think so. Yeah, I mean, I think to an extent Johto is kind of set up in a way where it pays a lot more homage throughout the story to a time similar to this kind of time. Hoenn would be interesting, I guess, because you would kind of play around with the fights between Groudon and Kyogre, would be my assumption. That's what kind of like my mind would go to with Hoenn. Hoenn would be really interesting because, I mean, you could have like horrifically violent weather events, right? Like, that's what you could kind of play with. It's like Kyogre and Groudon aren't in a balance, and like, you know, you're trying to help settle that out or something. I don't know. Johto refers back to the past a ton. I would love that. I mean, yeah. I mean, honestly, yeah. I would also like a Let's Go Johto game. I think that'd be pretty cool too. So yeah, I'd be down for that. About Kalos, that'd be actually cool when we're doing for Kalos. I mean, there's something to be done with every region, I would say. It would kind of change, I would imagine, as they define what a Legends game is. Alright, we only have one. We don't know what parts of this are, like, necessary for a Legends game, right? Does it have to be, like, the same kind of setup? Does it have to be this specific time period? Can you go back further, or can you go further closer to the present? Like what's the vibe? What's kind of the rules? Yeah, I mean, like, if you go back to various like important times in the region and stuff, that could be really interesting. Excuse me. Alright, Paris, come here. I need you to come here. I don't need you to attack me from afar. I just need to not battle 3 Paris. Hear more about AZ would be nice too, since he's an interesting guy, even if he just didn't develop much. Yeah, yeah, like, in reality, I feel like the 3DS had a lot of really wacky moments like that, and I think some of it comes down to, it's been mentioned before, and who knows if it's actually like the proper reason for it or not, but there's definitely a lot of kind of discussion around the idea of like there was a lot of rushing and weird time crunches and then time stretches when it came to the Pokemon development on the 3DS. I need to just replace this. I say replace Iron Tail with a move that's more likely to hit. We've had so many issues with that. When it hits, and it's over instant. But yeah, I mean, it'd just be interesting to see them explore some more stuff. I think Sinnoh / Hisui is a good place to start because it was kind of one of the. It's a region that revolves around like the origin of like stuff. Like has. You literally deal with, like, the gods of space and time. Like, so it makes sense that, yeah, a game that involves going back in time. This makes sense. You want a looker game? A looker game would be really cool. I think that'd be a very, like, and that's how you expand a universe, right? Like, you give characters side stories. I think it would make a lot of sense to do it that way. We got a Firestone! Nice! Oh boy. Oh no, that's in this battle. Oh, accuracy goes up with strong style moves too. Nice. That's kind of cool to see. Oh, I thought I was gonna take it all the way down. It's also interesting how they rebalance statuses. Come on, 90% accuracy and the thing's asleep. Look, this character's so interesting, want more of them. Yeah, I mean, it would make sense. I'd really like to see it. I don't know why I haven't been using Staravia. I think it just like it gets wrecked if it gets like stuck out here or something. Ah, yeah, that's what it is. Iron Tail or Crunch? I don't know. I tend to prefer Crunch, I want to say. Iron Tail, I've just been struggling with accuracy problems already right now. I meant to use Strong Style, but that should be fine. Seen French's delve into characters in their own games. Yeah. It's not an uncommon thing to do. Broke so many rocks for that Firestone. Is that how you get them? It's like randomly in rocks and stuff? Kind of nifty. normal tumblestones. Really? I didn't know that. Maybe that's where I found the one firestone I have. Alright, so I think, yeah, we gotta go over here for the rest of them. Oh no. Oh no. How many did we just encounter at once? Yeah. Like, that does nothing for me, but I feel like Agile's generally less useful than Strong Style at the moment for me. Oof. Yeah, that's why I remember Saradia being an issue potentially. Alright, let's just put Norbert out there for now. Winters and black tumblestones, you think, and waters and sky tumblestones. Interesting. I like that it gives you. I like that that kind of gives more of an incentive to use like the heavy and feathered stones if you're someone like me who doesn't really use those, like, and just wants to use regular most of the time. Like to me, that ends up not really mattering in the same way that it would there. Like, usually to, like, get that stuff. But yeah, now it makes sense. Now it actually is, like, a valid reason to continue getting that kind of thing. Almost 100 Paris seen, guys, and it's been almost an hour. Yeah, pretty much right on an hour. So, just given... Okay, so I think it ends up being a little bit more... 6 or 10 every 6 minutes. Is not bad. It's a little bit less than 1 every 30 seconds. Yeah, it's not terrible. It's not bad at all. Only online in Legends is trading. I didn't even know there was trading in it. It makes sense though. I mean, the whole when they restructured the action economy using the with the like agile and strong styles, like they did not do it with like PvP in mind. Like they took advantage of the fact that they don't have PvP to worry about, and completely ran with that. Don't want to try and catch that Alpha Sleeve because 1, it's hard, and 2, you don't want to sweep through the story with an OP Mon. I like to see battles in this game. That's fair. That's a real valid thing. That kind of goes along with a lot of people's like avoidance of using legendaries. "100 Paris scene." Realize the tank is a girl. I just like saw that like marking on your Pokemon. How'd that Paris stay alive? There's no way I've been in like the RNG. I've been like ranging that the whole time. Let's Go wasn't really proper battling either because no abilities and stuff, and they had online battles. That's, I guess maybe bigger chains like Agile, etc. That's my thinking, is that they went, alright, what can we do if we don't have to worry about, like, people battling each other? We can make things incredibly broken in favor of the player, or really hard against them, Like, you can do a lot of stuff with it, and maybe they just want to see how, like, players use it. before they start considering putting that in main games. Like right now, I really have no reason not to spam strong style. Yeah, so I mean, they had battles in Let's Go, but Let's Go also had proper battling points, which I mean, this game has very sparingly, but they are there. But yeah, all the changes that Let's Go made, for every change that Let's Go made, the trainer battles stayed identical. They were still the same. Whereas in this, trainer battles have agile style and strong style, and the way all of that works, like it has that action economy to it that you almost certainly would find someone just being annoying with. Wonder if styles come to the main lines. I keep more features in. Again. What, like I've said, this isn't the same as like them making a gimmick in X and Y and like them making megas and then not keeping them in. If they aren't in a mainline, it's not them forgetting about them, it's them leaving this as a Legends feature. And like I've said, I will continue to point out the fact that I don't agree with, this was great in Legends, they should put it in the main games. I don't agree with that thinking. Just because, in my mind, great in Legends means Legends is good. It doesn't mean great in the mainline games. It doesn't match for me. It's not a one-to-one guaranteed thing, right? It's not a lock that stuff's like set up right. Physical and special stats are just one stat, offensive and defensive. It makes Combine super OP on Cleaver. Nice. Yeah, and so you also end up with like that, right? We don't have physical special split anymore. How does that work? You know, so like I think there's a lot that that has to be considered when we look at like continuing to like what pulls from Legends, because it's not set up like a traditional competitive Pokemon game. It's not meant to be, and that's fine. And I admit I'm also a little bit biased in this sense because, huzzah, no, no competitive. I don't do competitive, so it doesn't matter to me. Two in this battle. I'll make sure I counted for both of them. Yeah, I think one thing I'm gonna do like this evening when playing is really look into like setting up my team proper. I'm still just kind of running with, these are the Pokemon that were in my like party at a random point. And I kind of want to not do that for the rest of this game. You know, different game, different mechanics. I should play a little bit differently. And that makes it a little bit more fun. Who knows, maybe that gets me more concerned or more considerate of competitive. But to me, it's like I do want to kind of like set up a proper team and like train them and stuff, because training's a little bit different in this game. It's like, alright. So that's one of my goals for tonight, once I'm back from all of my mentoring stuff that I do in the afternoon. Feel bad for the noble Growlithe. Poor baby went through so much. I do like the way they kind of handled that story too. Like they set that up decently well. I like that little bit of story. And Growlithe is precious, right? It's so fluffy. No, that's not what I was trying to do, Luxray, but okay. There's a Hisui. I didn't know that existed. Alright, I think I'll count those two since those are part of it, but they're not spawning anything new in here. Kind of grouping in the water. I must have just totally missed those. I will say, I do love the way that they kind of like, the way they utilize the whole time travel aspect of it is very interesting, because obviously, yeah, it's like, there's almost nothing that it does to help you, or like that, like it's not like you have a whole bunch of extra technology. You have this, you have the Arc phone, which is it, and that seems like it'd just be like a mystical piece of tech no matter the time period, because it's made by Arceus, presumably. So it's like that's very interesting to me that happens that way. But I love the way that they kind of utilize the fact that like this isn't a time period where humans are just like mortified of like mortified of Pokemon, and like it actually gives a valid reason for this, I guess, like 15-year-old to like be better off than like the Survey Corps. Like why it explains why he's a prodigy, and it's just because he's grown up in a time where like this is normal. Hey, what's going on, JT and Z4? Welcome to the stream, guys. How you doing today? Pokemon's going in an interesting direction with time travel and alternate timelines and multiverses. I mean, so the whole like multiverse thing, I don't think is like an intentional way of like expanding what they can do with Pokemon. I think it's literally, we came up with Mega Evolutions and now we have to have a reason for why Mega Evolutions aren't in Gen 3 when we were originally in Hoenn. Because, right, you can do all sorts of things with, like, the Pokemon only become this form in this area, or, oh, we only have Z-Crystals on Alola, so that's why, like, they're only on Alola. And, like, Mega Stones are the only thing that's a little bit different, and like there's a couple ways you could have waved it away, but then when they had basically they could have gotten away with it if there were no Mega Evolutions in ORAS, because they could have said, ah, Mega Stones are like an exclusive to Kalos thing. Like they really only are in Kalos, they don't really leave and so that's why you don't have any when you're playing through Hoenn. But then you have Hoenn with Mega Stones, and it's like, alright, well, we gotta explain this. And so that's where that comes from. I don't think it's like some attempt at like making the lore deeper. I think it's literally just like their way of getting out of the fact that like Megas used to not exist in Hoenn and keeping it canon. I don't even think it was like Pokemon who did it first. And yo, Shiny Hunter Mark, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Are the attack animations different than in Sword and Shield? I believe so, just from the fact that it actually runs up to the Pokemon. I will say it seems like, for the most part, the attacking animations are just, there's a singular animation the Pokemon does, and then the move happens. Like, why does Bite do a flip? Which, I mean, I guess that kind of, it works, it makes sense. The animation feels very similar to the Iron Tail animation. Dynamax can only happen in Galar because of the hotspots. Like, that's the right, like, you can do that, right? You can say, like, Eternatus is, like, over Galar, and so this only happens in Galar, and it's like, yeah, sure, you can get away with that. You can say that's a thing. You can't do that with... Like, yeah, so if Dynamax happened in Sinnoh, you'd have to explain it away in some way as well. Like, BDSP is a alternate universe version of Sinnoh, because BDSP Sinnoh has Megas or has Dynamax, and like a traditional Sinnoh does not. Since you're trying to say that it's the same story playing out again in a remake and it's not like new characters, like ORAS used Brennan and May, so... Alright, I want to say we're good here, so I'm just going to add 3 to the count. And restart. Nearly died on an island. I think... Have I died? I don't know if I've actually, like, had my character get hit hard enough to, like, black out or anything yet. I think I've come close, but I don't think that's happened yet. Able to get 3 full odds shinies yesterday. Oh, that's awesome, Z4. Also, Z4... Man, sorry about yesterday. I saw you join the stream, like, literally as I hit end stream, man. Hope you've been doing well. Congrats on those shinies, man. It's widely considered 2 timelines, Mega Timeline and non-Mega Timeline. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, right? It's widely considered. It's not... I don't even think it's officially canon. That's the case. They just kind of ignore it. It's just the community really, really wanted an explanation. Which is fair. I get that. Super flying close to 92 Paris. I've heard Paris is really bad. I've heard, like, Paris can be really, really bad, and I can see how... I'm gonna buy more Pokeballs while I'm here, just... Let's just buy 40 for now, that's enough for... dealing with Paris. You failed a shiny Wurmple, no! I'm so sorry, man. Hey, Astrid Falls, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Pokemon doesn't like lore unless it's a Pokedex entry. I mean, they don't need to care about it. They don't, like... They don't have to care about it. It's not really a franchise that has cared about it. Yeah, I mean, like, the lore of video games doesn't have to always line up. Astrid Falls, thank you for the sub. Yeah, like, there's no, like, actual need for the lore to perfectly match up, right? Like, that's just a thing that the community kind of drives. I think it's kind of a thing that, like, gets perpetuated by games that have, like, these really deep, intricate lores, and it's like, Pokemon doesn't have that. I don't think Pokemon's ever had that. You have some blatant, obvious dex entries that give you lore, and they just kind of tell you lore. They don't really, like, do this whole mystery thing where it, like, weaves throughout. Alright, have to wait for this game on February 3rd, your birthday. Your old Switch broke. Oh no! I'm so sorry to hear about the Switch breaking. And at least February 3rd is close. It's what, like 3-4 days away. So you'll enjoy the game. You'll enjoy the game when you get it, because this has been a really fun game so far. Don't we have the first ride Pokemon still completing the research task for the Pokedex? Ah. Yeah, honestly, like, you could spend so much time just grinding completion on the Pokedex early on in each area you're at. It'd be kind of funny to, like, walk up to the area, like, walk up to start one of your tasks and, like, you need 2 stars to enter this new region, and you show up, and it's, like, you're already, like, a 10-star member just off of, like, what you've been able to find in, like, that one, in, like, just in Obsidian Fieldlands, or in Obsidian Fieldworks, or whatever the name of it is. If there was a super old Switch, one of the first ones you got as soon as it came out. Got you. Yeah, I've got my first, like, not release day Switch, but, like, release month Switch. And, yeah, that one's, it's good. It's a trooper. It's the one we're playing on now, but I can't use it in handheld mode anymore. It doesn't work in handheld. Like, if I want to play it on the go, I have to, like, hold the Joy-Cons separately and, like, set the Switch on a table, because it doesn't actually recognize the Joy-Cons. It only recognizes one of the Joy-Cons when, like, actually clicked into the Switch consistently. It works well enough to charge the Joy-Cons, but it doesn't work well enough for me to, like, play that way. If I try playing that way, I get, like, 5 minutes before it goes, like, oh, connect the Joy-Con. It's funky. Already have over 500 Pokeballs in inventory. Nice. You've just been crafting them all? Let's see, so in general, 1, 2, 3, yeah. Those last 3 I tend to just reset past, because there's only 3 of them left, which means it's not spawning in new ones. That's what's going on with you? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got a new one recently. It's not an OLED Switch, it's just one of, like, the Redbox V2 switches. So I can do dual hunting in BDSP. It's crazy. If you, like, see any of the BDSP hunting I do and, like, the reset times in it, you can tell which Switch is the newer Switch. It loads a few seconds faster on every reset. It's kind of crazy. Fortunately for us, Legends doesn't actually have that bad of a load time. Alright, so yeah, we just gotta skedaddle back to the village, see if this raid still exists, or this, outbreak still exists. Yep, there we go. Just waiting for your college class to start, though. We gotta focus on that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, I remember, I played a lot of Pokemon Sun in college, and, man, I remember, the days I would just, before classes started, I would just squeak in any little bit of shiny hunting I could. You know, like, if I had, like, 5 minutes before the professor showed up, 3DS is out, open, doing that, getting notes ready. Like, doing SOS hunts with one hand and, like, getting my notes ready with the other. After a day of 3 days off to play more Legends Arceus. Nice! Hey, Frank, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Game Freak always does really good with load times. I don't know. I just think, like, I wish there was, like, an actual soft reset, like, button combo. Wonder if any Breath of the Wild guys help with this game. I would be shocked if they didn't. At the very least, like, Game Freak had access to the Breath of the Wild source code. At the very least. Breath of the Wild team. The Breath of the Wild team might be a little bit busy with Breath of the Wild 2. Prosper Duke, welcome to the stream. Also stream the game. What capture card do I use? I use an HD60 Pro. So the PCIe version of the HD60. Doing great. Just walked towards the Starly outbreak and found a random shiny. Yo, that's awesome. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. It's like there's definitely, like, the menus just scream Breath of the Wild. The trailers scream it. the general feel of the game kind of screams it. Like, it's Pokemon Breath of the Wild in many senses. I mean, heck, like, the gameplay flows the same, too, in a lot of ways, right? Like, calm this beast that's been, like, you know, upset by, like, you know, this evil energy kind of thing. Like, it has a lot of the same vibes to it. Elgato, like E-L-G-A-T-O. It was leaked that Monolith Soft and the Breath of the Wild team helped a lot with this game. Was it leaked, or did people just look at the game? Like, again, nothing against it. I think, like, yeah, people wanted Breath of the Wild but Pokemon, so you get the people who know how to make Breath of the Wild to help you do that. But I don't think it was at all a secret. Kirby game gives you those vibes of the new one that's coming out. Honestly, I had kind of forgotten about that Kirby game, and then I saw, like, when I was getting my download done for this game before release night, so I could play it and, like, stream it. 1, 2, 3. I saw, like, you could also pre-order that Kirby game. I had totally forgotten about it. I'm absolutely playing that game when it comes out. It looks so good. Like, yeah, that game gets, to me, that game has the feel of, like, working with the Odyssey team. It's in the credits, you believe? I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Notice a lot of them are doing open world now. Pokemon, Link, Kirby, even Sonic and Sega's doing a Breath of the Wild team game. Breath of the Wild was so good, it makes sense. It's like, I get why. Yeah, I totally get why. I will admit, I'm not a super big open world game fan, usually. Okay, so the moves actually are different. Yeah, like, for me, I'm not the biggest open world fan, usually. Racing games are a bit of an exception, things like Forza Horizon, or, like, Grand Theft Auto even, like, those ones have a little bit more of a reason in my mind of being open world. Whereas to me, it's like, I've never finished Breath of the Wild. I don't think I ever will. It's not a game that really holds my attention in a way that makes me want to play it. Like, I think the game's good, and when I do play it, it's enjoyable, but I can't bring myself to finish it. And that's kind of the case with a lot of games for me. With most RPGs, especially open world RPGs. So to me, I was very nervous about Legends going in because of that. The 3 shinies are Geodude, Beautyfly, and a Zubat. Nice! Kind of excited about open worlds for these guys, though, considering how much more competition they have. Even interested in Sonic. It's been a while since we have been. Yeah, I mean, like, that's kind of the thing where it's like, there's no denying that open world games are successful and, like, good, right? Like, Breath of the Wild is what a lot of people kind of consider one of the best games of all time now. And so that's why you kind of get this whole thing of, like, I want Breath of the Wild again. I want Breath of the Wild but Pokemon. I want Breath of the Wild but Kirby. I want Breath of the Wild but Sonic. And so for me, that kind of talk always got a little bit, like, old. Because, like, people are like, oh, brilliant, brand new idea for Pokemon, guys. Breath of the Wild. And it's like, I didn't finish Breath of the Wild. I don't want Pokemon to be a game I don't finish. So, but, like, the game's been good. Don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm saying, like, oh, it's bad and I'm just playing it because it's Pokemon and I got to. I'm enjoying it, I genuinely am. I was just always nervous that I was gonna, like, put it down and not pick it up again. I want Breath of the Wild but everything, basically. Yeah, like, there are people who are like that, and, like, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. I'm just not one of those people. Let's say it's more like Monster Hunter. I think that's ultimately what it ended up becoming. Yeah. I think it looks like Breath of the Wild in a lot of ways, obviously, but yeah. I think, like, even Game Freak came out at one point. I think, like, Amora came out and said, like, hey, this is way more based off of Monster Hunter than in terms of its like exploration style than like Breath of the Wild. It's like that's fair, right? Yeah, because like you're taking the expeditions to certain open world areas, but the areas are still distinct, and you have to go back to a hub to go to them. I haven't finished Breath of the Wild either. Basically at the beginning, I beat one Divine Beast. Played a little bit longer, saved my game, and don't remember where I was. Like, to the point that I booted the game up later and went, I don't remember coming this way. Why am I over here? I don't remember this area at all. And so I just haven't played it since. I decided that was, in that moment, that was probably the moment where I was like, yeah, I don't actually play this game enough to really justify playing it. Even Dragon Ball Z has an open world game. I think, this isn't to bash on open world games, but I think there's like a perfect storm of love for open world games, while also, where it's like people just want their favorite franchise but open world, and it's incredibly easy to make it open world in comparison to like building, and it makes it feel more like fulfilling because you make your own story in it to an extent versus just like actually making a story and writing a story for the players to follow. Time for you to work. Alright, see you later, Z4. Thanks for stopping by, man. Hope work goes well. Hope you enjoy the rest of your time playing the games over the next few days. Random shiny Beautifly in your favorite area of the game on the game's release date. Hey, that's awesome! One, two, three again. Yeah. You're at least hyped for the Kirby one. Kirby's pretty good with this game. I mean, yeah, no, I'm actually I'm excited for that. To me, again, the Kirby one to me looked more like Mario Odyssey than it did like Breath of the Wild. I love Mario Odyssey. I love like the 3D Mario games, because those aren't really open world, right? They're small levels. One shot of Mama Stone release. Also, guys, we're over odds. Woo! We're over odds. Ever thought of doing a Pokemon randomizer for older games? I've kind of considered it. One of the big things is I like streaming stuff, and I don't like chat backseating games on me, and I play Pokemon very differently from most people, in that I play slowly and incompetently. So it's a thing that's been like asked before. It's a thing I've considered. It'd have to be like an actual like edited series. If I were to do like a game with, if I were to do any kind of like footage with it. So I don't know. Because I have, when I've streamed games in the past, BDSP was fine because I streamed it very quickly. But like, I remember playing through Ultra Moon on stream and just not having a fun time with it. I know, it's just so fun. Like, they can be, but for me it's like, I don't know, I find so much more enjoyment in the post-game. And doing the shiny hunting constantly. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. It's like, I tend to be very grindy in Pokemon and just play with the Pokemon I want to play with. It's like a randomizer, yeah, would be kind of interesting for that, but like... Because yeah, it would breathe some fresh like life into it, but... To play it on stream, yeah, it'd be kind of weird for me. Because like I said, I'm so grindy with Pokemon. I like being over leveled. I kind of like just like taking a breather from the story, grinding for a bit and then just playing through a chunk of the story, and that's very much not what how a lot of people play it. And so yeah, it's like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Like, because I want to. That could be different. I mean, yeah. Shiny hunting randomized Pokemon? That could be different. You're right, you're right. I've never actually thought about doing that. Yeah, mystery not knowing what's going to show up in the grass on NPC team makes it fun. True. Why the Venoshocks? You play it like that too. Favorite Pokemon? Rowlet. Hands down Rowlet. It's why it's the member badge. Rowlet's adorable. Has been leaning towards Flygon. Got you. Flygon's a cool Pokemon. Oh, don't start 2 battles. I think like right at the end there it became a double. Nope. Okay, cool. Guess you chose Rowlet as my starter then? Absolutely. Absolutely. We saw those 2. How does a fire rock type swim across the ocean? Wouldn't it die? Not necessarily. Pronouns, Messer's pronouns it before. You're she, they. He, him. I'm fine with that. Yeah, Flygon needs a Mega of some kind. Lord Boops is evolving. What a wondrous day. Seen a couple of fan comps with some Mega Flygon. I'm always down for more Hoenn love. That started. I hit the wrong one for the battle. I thought we were okay. I thought I was attacking like the one up front, but nope. Oh, that's probably not good. Dang it, yeah. I probably agree with you, Hoenn's one of the most underrated regions. No. What do you mean underrated? Underrated doesn't just mean good. Hoenn is love, dude. One of the biggest Pokemon memes is the community memeing on reviewers who said the region wasn't great. I don't know. Yeah, I have no clue what you'd be talking about there. Can you get Flygon in this game? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see how, like, that would... Because, like, Hoenn exists in, like, the most, like, in the, like, community's favorite remakes, right? Like, if we look at it from the perspective of, like, good games and stuff, like, ORAS is a highly regarded set of games. RSC is a fairly highly regarded set of games. That one might be a little bit different in terms of just the generational difference of like a few years of like which games you played as a kid. But like, no, I don't think Hoenn's like underrated at all. I don't hear a lot of Hoenn love except from me and mostly Sinokanto and the Nova boys. Generally, you see Kanto hate because people are like, oh, all the Kanto love. I don't see that. Outside of Game Freak themselves. Pokemon are underrated, not more of the Pokemon. That one I guess is fair. I don't see them come up very much. I love them, but... And again, I think some of this comes down to, like you see the Sinnoh and Unova people. Sinnoh just got new games. Unova is at the peak of its popularity right now. Like, that's how it goes. Congrats. You'll be sitting in some kind of, if you come into a Pokemon chat in like 5 years from now, they'll say Unova is the most underrated region because no one talks about it. Everyone always talks about how like fantastic Kalos and Alola are. That's how it goes. That's how it goes, right? Like, because that'll be the time that like the high schoolers are sitting there talking about that first Pokemon game they got when they were 7, Pokemon Sun. Right, like that's what happens. That's how it goes. So yeah, I don't think it inherently means the games are underrated or the region's underrated. Yeah, I mean back when I started, I guess I was playing a Hoenn game, so it was a little bit different. But back when I started, yeah, people loved Hoenn and Sinnoh. Then it very quickly became Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Sinnoh. And then from there it became Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Black and White, and now it's Black and White too. Like it flows through. It flows through. Like it's just a progression of the opinion. Hey, what's going on, Cam? Welcome to the stream. How you doing, man? You're at work right now, but you'll be back here around 4 p.m. your time if you're still streaming. Got you. We're gonna be going for probably about another hour and a half, man. But I'm glad you're able to stop by here. You gave the Lord of Cobalt Bay a nickname. Galar's gonna be that way in a few years. I mean, the oh no, Galar's gonna be liked in a few years thing was a sentiment people had towards Unova. Like, people did not like Unova. Those games were despised when they came out. The only Pokemon you hear from Hoenn are the legendaries, the starters, and some of the more iconic designs like Metagross and such. That's fair. That's fair. I think, yeah, a lot of the middling design, like, I wouldn't even say, like, middling, but, like, some of just the, like, all-right designs you don't really hear about. For me, I would say the problem is I started with Gen 3. So the first set of games I had was, like, Fire Red, Leaf Green, and then, like, RSC. I'm never sure which Pokemon were Gen 3 or Gen 2 Pokemon. I honestly, for the longest time, didn't realize Makahita was, like, a new Pokemon to Gen 3. I thought it was, like, one of the classics. Because, for me, you know, that's how it goes, right? Like, the mentality of... Oh, that's not good. Right, but, like, the mentality of... what's like always been a Pokemon is fully based around what was a Pokemon when you started playing. Good shiny luck upon you. Thank you, Cam. If you're streaming Thursday and Friday in Legends, you'll be there. Awesome, dude. Awesome. I should be. I don't see why I wouldn't. I know, like, last week, that was kind of my, like, I don't see why I wouldn't be streaming with, like, with BDSP, and then I just didn't, but that was like other things. I shouldn't have those things going on. We'll be streaming for sure tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. Wednesday, I'm thinking, and this is just me thinking out loud. This is not a promise in any way. It's just kind of thinking out loud towards you guys. Maybe you guys can give some feedback on if it would even be viable. I had a thought of, in theory, these hunts are really fast. I was thinking to an extent we could try to do kind of the lunchtime streams again on maybe Monday and Wednesday since Monday evenings are kind of off of my like stream schedule now, just because I've got some stuff going on for the next like couple months on Mondays and Wednesdays until at least like 9 p.m. I won't be streaming Wednesdays evenings anymore. Wednesdays I already wasn't, but adding Mondays to that for the foreseeable future. So I want to kind of stream on those days still, so I was thinking like an hour at lunch or something. Alright, see you later, Astrid. Hope class goes well. And see you soon. Yeah. Although it gets crapped on because it was different, but it was honestly good. We'll see what time says for that game. Mostly hear from people even Blue Star, but then Blue Star Gen 5 is the last good one at its peak. You weren't here then before. Okay, so like that's the thing, right? Like someone can come around to a game and say like, yeah, but that doesn't change what the thought of the game was at the time. Right? Like that's what I'm getting at, is that the opinion of the community changes with time. For some people, it's the opinions of people in the community changing. Other times, it's the people themselves changing. Like, it's different people. And then there's a mix of it, right? But, like, by and large, none of you are shinies? Oh, no shinies. One more, yeah. We passed 200, guys. 200 Paris. You grew up with Gen 3, 4, and when Gen 3, 4, and 5 were popular. They were not popular at the same time. I can tell you that. And I can tell you that Gen 5 was not popular when it came out. It was... Yeah, even into the release of Gen 7, Gen 5 was initially still the black sheep release. You know, where people are just like, yeah, where it was not being talked about in a good, like, way, right? Like, it wasn't coming up, it was not coming up in conversations the way it comes up now as being, like, peak Pokemon, or one of the last good ones, or something like that. It was the... Gen 4 was the end of the good ones, and it fell off a cliff to a lot of people up through, like, the mid-2010s. That's what it was. Like, even through until, like, the late 2010s. That's how it was. Telling Gen 3 when you got into Pokemon. Arcanine's so hard to beat. That was the one that I memed through. I know it's not, like, completely cheesy, but yeah. But, like, that was the one. I did not battle it with a Pokemon at all. The last, like, stage of the battle was pretty tough, though, I will say, to do. I think it's just been that way in general. Okay, cool. Gen 4 were good, but overhyped. Gen 5 was good. Gen 6, fine, just forgettable. It's forgettable until kids who had it as their first game start talking about it. And it's the best thing to have happened to Pokemon. And some of it a good story, but it kind of lacked in some areas. Gen 8 is eh. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Gen 8. I don't think that's not like an unpopular opinion, and it'll be interesting to see what people think of Sword and Shield in the long run, I imagine Crown Tundra and Isle of Armor will be what mostly come to people's minds. Hey, what's going on, Juan? Welcome to the stream, man. Gen 8 is fine. I wasn't a big fan of Sword and Shield, personally. Obviously, I don't like bash on anyone who did like it. It's just it wasn't really my kind of thing. It was a little bit of a letdown in my opinion. There's just a lot of issues with it. I think a lot of that just comes from the move to the Switch. Excuse me, in terms of when it happened, how it happened, there's just a lot of kind of stuff involved with that didn't turn out the best. When Gen 8 becomes popular, we won't hear about the main game. Vanillix, I'm gonna stop this, and I'm going to pause the music and say this one final time directly into the camera to you, Vanillix, because you're the one who brings this up every time we talk about these. Gen 8 is currently getting crapped on as hard as Gen 5 got crapped on when it came out. There will be people who love Sword and Shield and think it is the best piece of gold that Game Freak has ever made. You were that person for Gen 5. There are people who were here in 2010, or whenever the heck Gen 5 initially came out, who said that no one would ever remember this game. It is terrible because it didn't have any of the main Pokemon in it when it came out. It moves on. There are kids who love Sword and Shield right now. We can all talk about how we don't like it. There is no definitive way to say these games are, like, bad for everyone. Give it a few years, people will think of them like people think of Gen 5 now. Like you think of Gen 5 now. There were people who will. You will probably never think of them that way. In the same way that there are people who will never think of Gen 5 the way you think of Gen 5. I know many people, including mods on this channel, who would rather run a cartridge of Black and White 2 through a shredder than have to play it. I am telling you that right now. Like, that is what it is. We've been cycling this conversation all day, so that's... I was just making that point. Back to stream. Yeah, no, there's no way to definitively say anything about what other people think of the games. Isle of Armor could have been a little better. I actually haven't played Isle of Armor. I've played Crown Tundra. I honestly enjoyed Crown Tundra, and it felt more like real Pokemon to me than the rest of Gen 8 did, than the rest of Sword and Shield did. You're getting called out. Yeah, man. You're the one who says this every single time this conversation comes up. You love Gen 5? Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, the majority of the people in the community right now love Gen 5. Because most of the people in the community who are playing it, Gen 5 was a thing when they got into Pokemon, and so it was just, it's part of Pokemon, or you got into Pokemon because of Gen 5, so there's nostalgia to it. You know, like, there's a lot of reasons. Yeah, people love Gen 5. But yeah, like I said, I know plenty of people who still play Pokemon and who are still casual Pokemon fans to this day, who, if you handed them a sealed copy, complete in box, Black 2, White 2, Black, White, they would burn it and shred it before they played it. Like, they hate the game. They played the game when it came out and despised it. That's how it is. That's just how it is. And so no matter what your opinion is on Gen 8, there are people who are going to love Gen 8 and Sword and Shield as much as you love your favorite Pokemon. That's what I have watched it happen in this chat. I have watched the general sentiment change. And it's not people changing their opinion. It's... Chat is like 99% different from what it was in 2011, right? Like, or not 2011. It's 100% different than 2011. I didn't have a chat. Then 2017 when I started. There are a few people who stick around. Mel was in the chats back then. Vanillix was in the chats back then. Grenji was in them, Wake was in them. Like, I will say, actually, a good number of the regulars on the channel were in the chats back then. I think maybe MT showed up in a couple, I'm not sure. But in general, if we have a bunch of random people in the YouTube chat, most of their opinions are the same as they were in 2017. They just are different people. It's different mixes of people. That's what I was when you said Gen 5. If they make a Unova Legends game, it could have the original form of Kyurem. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see other games have stuff. 5th gen, best gen, yeah. People are getting older and are getting new opinions. I see what you're saying. Yes. You don't see what I'm saying. You are literally typing what I'm saying, Vanillix. It's not some revolution. Oh, that's related to. That is what I've been saying. That's what I'm getting at. Is I've said the same thing 10 times. And then it's slightly rewording, that's kind of like this. Like, is that? Yeah. Thought people didn't like Gen 5 because of the designs. I think Gen 5's awesome, but just didn't get to play the entire thing because you lost your DS with the cartridge in it. Oh no! I wasn't able to completely play Gen 4 as a kid because my DS got broken, so I wasn't ever able to finish it, and all my saves got corrupted. Sets up a fire barrier when he uses ultimate, so I always get shredded on phase 2. That final phase, yeah. I got kind of stuck in a corner on that phase. And managed to pull it off somehow. But yeah, Cinder with the 5th gen, best gen. I think you missed the Gen 6 years because you didn't have a 3DS, so you played Kalos late. Yeah, that happens. Like, I totally missed Gen 5. I don't have an opinion on Gen 5 because I didn't play it. I missed out on the having a strong opinion of Gen 5 because I just didn't have a DS when those games came out. I went from early half of Gen 4 to the late half of Gen 6 in terms of like my Pokemon progression. 0 gen, best gen. Yeah. Think your opinion on Pokemon regions have been roughly the same since you started watching the streams in early 2018? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I've been saying like the whole stream is like over the past 4 or 5 years, people's opinions on, like, individual people's opinions on games hasn't changed. All that has changed is the makeup of, like, those opinions throughout the community. That's what differs, right? There are more people who like Gen 5 in the community now than there were in 2017. I just drowned my Luxray, guys. This is Gen 0, best gen. The world was better before Pokemon. Typically your favorite Pokemon were the ones that started liking in 2011, or late 2017, early 2018. Really no in between except for Delphox. With as many bombs as you can when he's charging, bro. Literally can't. Just too far away. You gotta really angle him up and just lob him. I appreciate making to the songs of different gens in the Legends Arceus battle music. Mostly hear Alola. Is this your favorite region? But what about you guys? I actually hadn't noticed that. It's a big kitty, right? You know what would be really concerning? If we had actually already encountered Shiny Paris and I just didn't do anything about it because I was dumb and didn't realize what Shiny Paris looked like in these games. Gen 2 was massively hated and got its redemption in Heart Gold Soul Silver. Yeah, Gen 2, yeah, that's why Pokemon continued. Gen 2 was so hated as the final Pokemon games that they made more to redeem the series. No. Gen 2 was supposed to be the end, and then was so massively loved and successful upon release that they decided, let's make more! Like, Johto was loved. I feel like you're digging to find an underdog region. And dude, you have it! You have the underdog region! You have Unova! Like, you have it! You just... I don't know what to say. The game... Johto was loved. It brought back Pokemon, it brought back Pokemania, and drove the series to be as successful as it is, because they intended for Johto to happen and that be it. They didn't plan on making a GBA game. Always hear people dumping on it. They didn't back then. Johto was loved back then. Still can't hit Arcanine? Oh no! I think for a lot of it, I was waiting for it to kind of get close to me. Teddiursa outbreak? Wish you knew it could be an outbreak before you caught one previously. Vanilla's just triggering me on purpose. Oh gosh. Vanillix, you know what you've done? You've made me hold my mic so much that it's literally falling off the table. I've been pulling on my mic this stream so much. My C-clamp had slid off the table, or was sliding off the table. Like, I touched my mic and the whole thing bounced and I went, that's not right. So if my mic broke, Vanillix would owe me a new one, right? Mike gave up on me. Yeah, I wish I had like a clamp that just like went through the desk, but it's just a C-clamp on the side of it, and it's definitely being used incorrectly right now and has been since I put it on a desk. Or it has been used wrong since I moved the mic to the front side of the desk. It's best generation of the anime. I haven't seen it, so I don't have an opinion on that. Hello. Yes, you're both the same color. Odds are you're not shiny. You'll buy me one? Yeah, alright, well, you're gonna buy me one. Get like, here's like the $500 money. No. I won't accept anything less than a 5-fold upgrade. Gen 1 to 3 anime have the charm about them though. $500, hell yeah. But Vanillix, all the other streamers have that, Mike. All the ones who like literally like actually make a living off of it. You beat it! Hey, congrats, Goldie. Gen 3 are also good, but like more because Ash is the best comeback roast. Too bad you're not getting a $500 mic. What if it's $300? Sales, baby. No. Nah, honestly, I wouldn't be able to really like make use of anything more than the mic I have. Like I still like have most of the sound stuff up, but not all of the sound stuff. And there's just no reason to go beyond. Eventually, there used to be a time where you thought that overall Sinnoh had the weakest designs because you didn't love a lot of the designs that were evolutions of a previous Pokemon. Got you. Yeah, no, not 500, about 499. No, I always thought it'd be cool to go like the like extra mile with that equipment stuff and go to like that SM7B. I want to say is what it is. I believe is the official name for it, but the real thing there is why. AT2020 does fine. Sure, the sound's a little bit different, but I don't even know if like my current preamp actually would like work with an SM20B, SM7B. I don't know what's wrong with you at age 10. Just the Raptor is awesome. We all make mistakes as children. Don't see why should even get an expensive one. Some of the cheaper ones are good too. That's why I'm memeing, right? Like, again, this one's fine. I'm saying if you broke it, you're upgrading it. The one thing I would consider doing is, I think this mic stand is approaching the end of days. It has been for a while. One of the biggest problems, like if I adjust my mic up a little bit, watch. Oh, no, it actually held. Now, you see, it starts falling that way, and oh yeah, that's the problem. It's okay-ish here. Oh, I lost it there. There we go. There we go. The actual like post for mounting the mic's getting a little bit wonky, so like replacing the stand would be the thing to do. But even then, right, like, the biggest problem is that it almost fell off. It's not, like, a problem of, like, there's not, like, really a big issue with it. When you were 10, you thought that overall Gen 3 had weak selection of Pokemon. Don't be mad at me, please. I promise you no longer think that. I mean, yeah, my opinions have changed since I was, like, yeah, 7 or 8, right? But it's not like my opinions at 18 have changed a lot to 25 when it comes to my thoughts on video games. Going to buy it myself. Loved almost every single one of the Gen 3 mods. How dare you? Just joking, but still love Gen 3. Gen 3! Gen 3 best gen. These cat ear headphones. But I love... These headphones are so good! These headphones are like the best headphones I've ever had. I don't want these to ever be replaced. Like... The biggest issue I've had with these is that the biggest frustration I've ever had with these is completely related to the, like, new cables I've had to buy. It's a standardized cable, but I can't get, like... I want the exact one that was in the box when I bought my headphones. I cannot get that. Maybe an e-girl? I don't know about that. That might not be in the cards. Just donate to me as though I was one. Right? Like, you just like donate to me as though I am that e-girl that you think you have a relationship with, even though like I spend the money on random stuff and don't think of you at all. Right? That's how this should work. Not quite a bad opinion, but you hardly gave Latias a second thought until 2018. I don't know about that one, Vanillix. I don't know about that. Just realized how underleveled Gumi is. I mean, that's not terribly underleveled. That's, yeah, a little bit down, but it's not a terrible spread. Also, yes, we have been doing this right today, right? Like, I know we are, because we've seen Alpha Paris, which means that we're getting different spawns. And we're seeing this Pikachu, which means we're getting different spawns. But why is this falling apart so horribly? Almost 250 encounters. If the weird audience pays, they're not weird to me. No. It's a bad mentality, but also would give me money. Realize it existed and it was suddenly just immediately entire being. There you go. Clip that. You say clip that like you guys don't have the clipping button. The clips are on y'all. Any tips for balancing team levels? I think like put the one you want to level at the front of the party. And use it. I think that gives it more levels than the others. Or just use like XP candies from like battling alphas. If you have any. I don't have many good tips, I apologize. You've clipped it, oh no. I say like you guys can do it and then you can do it and I regret everything, but that's how this works, right? And that's our relationship. Why wink? Why make it weird? I don't think the wink was necessary. Post a clip in the comments of the stream. Post it there, post it wherever you feel like. The idea of them is for them to be able to be spread around. Like the idea, I think like the idea of clips is like you can share the clips other places, and it basically like it effectively shares the stream. Like there's not much of a need to put it in the comments of the stream. Discord and plays private best. Catch me in 4K. Joke's on you, I stream in 1080. Hey, welcome back, Astrid. Hope class went well. Or is going well if you're being risky about it. I didn't mean to do that, but that works. That's like 3 hours, so yeah, watching in the meantime. Oof. Mostly this lecture is that you can look at anyways. Got you. Also into class too much. They're just talking about she was an art teacher. Got you. Got you. Okay, let's check. Just gonna run between those two. Yeah. AKA it's boring. Fair enough. I've done my bit. To advocate for responsible classing. Or responsible learning. I guess it's probably the actual right word to use there. Maybe I need to do some more classing. Lab time, so no lectures going on. Let's get this going while you do your assignments. Fair enough. Benefits of being in the back of the class, also true. Salty because music that is out in a lot of places, including places I can now have it, is not out on Spotify, so I can't like put it in my Spotify playlist for driving yet, and I'm upset about that. Also full now, so that's good. You had pizza, nice. Just want to do on-campus classes when your animation appears in person. Yeah, I get that. I think that's reasonable to want. Still haven't evolved your Rullet, it's level 25. Gonna be a strong boy. On Spotify, get something late. It's like I have it, I got it on Bandcamp, I own it now, and can listen to it. I just can't it's a lot of effort to put it in a car playlist from there. I have it in like my Jellyfin service, so I can listen to it, I just can't get it in my car. Oh, you guys don't do remote classes anymore? Dang. You look like the same orange. More so singles covered, but usually used to it, you're sort of forced into that. Ah, man. That sucks. Yeah, that sucks not even having like that option. I wouldn't even say it's lazy right now. I mean, there's valid reasons to not want to meet in person for stuff. So wish you're home, you work better in a more quiet and cozy environment. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think a lot of people have that. I think a lot of people can relate to that. But guys, I'm gonna like just sit here and stare at this Paris. Okay, now that it's in the shadow, it doesn't look as shiny, but genuinely, I feel like they look shiny in this game. The Paris do. Alright, 2 non-shinies there. I think it's good for you though, because you're prone to migraines, and bright lights. Currently working in your dark room with your computer in night mode to filter out the blue light. The Paris? No. Right? Oh, when you were home? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, some people just need the structure. And I think having an environment specifically for the like activity of learning is good. That makes the most sense, right? Like, it makes sense that like, I want to learn, therefore I'm going to go to an area where I can learn. Makes sense, right? Like, that's not like a wacky, outlandish concept. But yeah, sometimes, yeah, some people might just need a bit more of the relaxation to an extent, in a way that, like, it provides being at home. Want to get an Alpha Jigglypuff in the game and get into a fight a bunch of Clefairies and just double slap them all to recreate the scene from the anime. The real goals of this game. Last best shiny luck was a shiny Cyndaquil under 300 resets in Soul Silver. Yo, that's awesome. More people around to help. Yeah, like if you need the assistance and stuff, you're not just sitting there in a room on your own going, how do I do this? Google is okay for finding like solutions to or like the answer to something, but it doesn't really give you like a good solution and like how to actually figure it out in the long run. So yeah, Google's good for like if you need an answer, but like knowing how to do it in the future is not the best. Excuse me. His name is Ignatius. You love your shiny golden boy. So he started that first shiny hunt. Nice. If you didn't have to show work, use Google. And that's why they make you show work. Everyone uses the same dynamical intro. How do the right Pokemon know who used it? They just kind of show up. Oh, there's another one? Where's the other one? Oh, hello. Very impatient when it comes to shinies. Oh yeah, fair. Random Wonder Trade or the Typhlosion. Hey, I get that. I totally get that. Before I first started shiny hunting in Sun and Moon with SOS method, there had been a few times where I was like, haha, I'm gonna go for a shiny Pokemon. And then, you know, didn't, or did, and gave up after like 10 minutes, right? Because, you know, I was gonna give up after like 10 minutes. Excuse me. Just because, like, I did it and I did like 20 soft resets for something, like, you know, a Gen 3 starter or something like that. I'd just be like, haha, that'd be funny to do, and then I just gave up. Okay, 2 more. And then now, like, I did SOS hunting, realized what the, like, joy of successfully finding a shiny is, and here I am. Willing to go 8 times over odds on stuff that's insane and craziness like that, just for the joy of it. Oh, that's not what we want. Shiny hunting is the only thing you normally do nowadays, so 10,000 encounters or 2 years of Manaphy is easy, relaxing, and fun. Yeah, except for Manaphy. No, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I think some of it just is perspective, right? Like, after doing it for the past 5 years, you know, I started in, it's been over 5 years now since I found my first shiny, which is kind of weird to think about, but I feel like this is a pretty recent hobby of mine, but nope. But yeah, so like I found my first shiny in like 2016, late 2016, right after Sun and Moon came out. And you know, back then, if I had gone for, you know, the Regice I went for that took several months and 9,000 encounters, and you know, from 9,000 encounters that comes down to like 4,000 minutes, which is a lot of time. Those 4,000 minutes at the start was all of my time and would have been insane and I wouldn't have done it. 3 years in when I did it, or 2 years in or whatever when I did it, I'd already done a lot of hunting. That extra 45, you know, the extra 4,500 minutes was not a whole lot. It was a lot. Like, in like perspective, right, in relation. Relatively, it was a little bit. It was like a low amount. Oh, hello, big boy. Big girl, actually. I'm sorry. Alright, so not shiny, not shiny, not shiny. Yo, Ori, what is going on? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Can't handle Zora, then you sure as heck can't handle a roamer. Yeah. What, did you just misgender me? I guess I did. I think the Hisuian hunt is going to test you in the semi-long encounters. Will be a test to see if you can truly handle a roamer. Fair enough, yeah. Might have an easier time finding it with the jingle. Here's the problem. I've only had one shiny on screen at any point, and I was panicking the whole time through, so I did not pay much attention to any of that stuff. I think after finding a couple shinies, I'll have more of a feel for it. That's a very tiny Paris. It is really interesting seeing the different sized ones show up. Feel the Luxray? No. It's still doing his job. Alright. So, now we just run a check. 1, 2. It's not suffering anymore. It's healed, guys. Don't worry. What's the point of fighting them if you're gonna reset? You need them to spawn. And you either do that by catching them, which can be a pain in the butt, or by... It's a pain in the butt with Paris, because Paris is an aggressive Pokemon, which means it does run at you once it detects you and wants to start a fight, which is a problem because it means you can't catch them. So we fight them. We can try catching them and see how it goes, but the idea is, like, the Outbreak has like 10 or 11 Pokemon in it, and you can only see 4 on screen at a time. These songs have weird lyrics. I mean, this song's like part of Monster Cat. This isn't a Pokemon thing. Just in case that was part of the confusion. Yeah, see, like it just plonks off of it. Because we can do it this way, but it's... Two... Three... Oh no! Oh no! All of them. Luxray, I'm sorry. Now, I figured I would put Monster Cat back on just for the sake of something. Just having something in the background. In case of like the silent moments where there's just no background music for no reason in the game. I don't want it. I want to leave this music on though, so like my whole stream doesn't just get slammed. Oh, speaking of music, I think the music from Monster Cat just finished up. Anything else spawning? Yeah, a number of them are gone. Cool. So we'll see. I'm still very, very curious what the shiny one's gonna look like. Alright, we might... It's like I don't want to end like without finding a shiny, but I also do have some things I need to do here in the next like hour. So as we cross the double odds mark, we'll wrap up after this encounter, I will say. Or after this, not this encounter, this outbreak. Gotta relearn all the terms that I use in like my autopilot speaking. Is there a way to like get sneaky up high on them? I am kind of curious about this. Like, I've been spotted by something. This does me no good, does it? Yeah, this does me no good except for just letting Carnivine stay mad at me. Yeah, no spoilers, please, yeah. I've made it that far, so I'm okay with that, but Yeah, if people in chat don't want the spoilers, yeah, then do not mention. Paris is in the game. Big spoilers right there, yeah. You have to wait. Assume there's two, yeah. It's like I assume it's gonna be both of those. Hey, Rose really beat the first normal Pokemon yesterday. Nice! Do you know if any items that would help against the others, like stunning them so this first part is easier? I don't have any tips on them yet. I'm still kind of figuring out stuff. I don't know how various statuses affect them or anything in their like normal mode. I'm not actually sure how that works. Does one of you be shiny? Sparkle a little bit. At least show me what the shinies look like. Are you spawn-ins? Nope. Are you? Nope. A third up there, we'll say we saw. Alright. We're about to get, like, completely wrecked by Paris, but I will try to get up on this cliff to sign off for the day. I don't know what that does, but it's gonna get reset. But alright guys, thank you to everyone for being in the stream today. I really appreciate it. Thank you to Astrid and Shiny Enter Mark for subbing. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you to everyone who left a like. We hit over 10 likes, which is awesome. We haven't hit that in a little bit. Yeah, I'll be streaming again tomorrow. I think we'll keep going for Paris, just because I want to get a Paris shiny to know what it looks like. But yeah, I have some things I have to do this afternoon, so unfortunately, excuse me, we're wrapping up the stream here. Tomorrow will be a normal stream at a normal time, more of like the 6 or 7 p.m. Kind of timeline for the streams. Going forward, yeah, I'm going to look into doing some of those little lunchtime streams here and there. But yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was good hanging out with everyone. I'm glad we actually kind of know what the heck's going on with the shiny hunting method now. And yeah, guys, again, thank you all for being here. Hope to see you guys again next time. Until then, take care.